there was a topic that kind of you and I were discussing a little bit, and then coincidentally, our good friend Euclid left a comment on our previous video. Euclid streams primarily Stalker and Stalker 2. And I was saying to him, he left a very nice comment, and I was saying to him, thanks for the comment. Also, like, someday I will be awake on a Sunday morning to watch your stream. And he replied, "It's a weird ass time to stream, but it works for my family, or works with my family. I used to make videos constantly, but that dad life took over." And this kind of plays into something that we were discussing, which is how our video game lifestyles have changed over the years, especially in the last, let's say, 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, definitely within the time. Definitely for me, I would say within the past. I mean, ever since my firstborn was born back like 7 years ago at this point. Where before that, I was married, which will be on 12 years this October.
Damn.
Yeah. So before that, like, I just had like any time of the day. Like if I had free time, I could use it to go and play things and, do whatever I kind of wanted. And then when we got married and we moved in together, it became like, okay, I got us time, my husbandly duty time, like got to watch the show with her, Great British Bake Off. We got to watch, The Office together, that stuff. And
can I interrupt really quick? When Alex and I were doing the show early on, he would text me and say, "Hold on, I have to do my husbandly duties and then I'll get on." Or my husbandly duty. And for the longest time, I thought that Alex was just kind of weirdly humble bragging about having sex with his wife. When he was saying husbandly duty.
We were married. No. Yeah.
But that's like,
come on, pig.
When you say like husbandly duty, I thought you were like sounded like Al Bundy being like, I have my physical obligations.
Not tonight, peg.
So
although there would be that one
time, I thought
there would be there would be those episodes where like Al would just turn into this like horn dog wolf and just be like, yeah, because you kind of honestly, like, you kind of looked at like Katie Seagal back at that point, as Peg Bundy, and be like, what the hell is this dude's problem? Like, she looks like a centerfold from like the 80s or something like that, with the hair and the body, and you're just like, or maybe because it's just her personality and stuff, which that's on you, Al. I
think the implication was that she was not very engaged with the lovemaking. And that it was like the proverbial dead fish. But anyhow, we're talking about video games. Sorry, I derailed you.
Hold on here.
Oh, speaking of husbandly duties. No, these are fatherly duties.
Okay, I think Erica's kind of taking care of them. But the thing is, the weird thing about that is, like, when the husbandly duties was like, gotta watch this show and this show and this show, and then it's like, okay, I got the cuddle time and stuff, and she's off the bed, then I could go and have fun guy time and stuff. So that eventually became, okay, I gotta put the kids to bed, I gotta do this and stuff like that, and then do the husband, and then it's like, I look at my clock and I'm like, it's like 10:30. I'm like, I'm too tired to do anything, and I can't do it definitely during like weeknights, like work night, which is funny, it's like a school night. But maybe like a Friday night or a Saturday night, but only one of the 2 nights, because then I'm like, I need to get rest the following night, and stuff like that.
The sad thing is that, and I was thinking this today, I have learned to appreciate sleep more than I ever thought I would, and you more so, because you have children that you have obligations and responsibilities towards. But for me, it was just sort of like, I think about my like late 20s and really through a lot of my 30s, how often I would go to work and 4 hours of sleep and extremely hungover, and was able to function, and like by 5 o'clock I was like, oh God, I just want to go home and pass out. But I remember being out with like a girlfriend or an ex-girlfriend, even at the time, at a bar on like a Wednesday night,
Yeah.
in Chicago, and
Till like
and
2 in
I'm
the morning.
and I'm like hanging out, and I'm just like, as long as I stop drinking by 2, I'll be good. And then it's like 3 a.m. I get home, 8 a.m. I'm up, or like
You're
4
like a
a.m. I fall
Japanese
asleep.
salary man.
Yeah, it was just like, what was I doing? And now that just sounds horrible.
It does.
The suburbs ruined. The suburbs ruined me being cool.
There are some times where I'm sort of like in bed, and I'm like, we're watching TV in bed, and I'm like, it's like around like 8 o'clock, and I'm like, I just kind of want to go to sleep at 8 p.m. at night, just because I'm like, I'm looking forward to that. That's kind of what I want.
2 hours ago, I was like, I really just want to take a nap.
Mm-hmm. Sorry,
but I no. It's not your fault. I didn't. I could have easily done it, but I couldn't actually.
Like a dad
asleep.
nap, like a power nap type of thing, and that type of thing is that where we're kind of trying to maximize what we do with our free time, and it's seeming like more and more it's sort of like we're wanting to just kind of relax, chill, sleep, and gaming almost sort of doesn't come into that equation at this point anymore. Well, unfortunately.
Okay, so my question then for you is, so you're not playing games because you don't have time to play games.
I have the time to play games, but it kind of seems like the drive and desire to play them is becoming less and less overwhelming. I don't know how to like the drive doesn't seem to be there as much as it used to be previously. Of the times I do play games, I'm noticing that I'm having a lot of trouble trying to play with a linear type of game, or even with a lot of like, I can kind of do a little bit better with open world games because like Skyrim, like I can just kind of putz around and do whatever I want. One game I've been playing for a couple years now is Like a Dragon, Yakuza 7, whatever you want to call it. But because unfortunately I didn't know that the game itself had RPG battle mechanics compared to the other titles that were just a brawler beat 'em up.
Right.
I have to basically farm XP by doing, all the grinding of trying to get my character up to a certain level to beat a certain boss and stuff. And I'm like, that's something I don't have the patience and wherewithal to do compared to when I was a kid. Now I was able to be like, oh, I'm going to play some Dragon Warrior. I'm going to play Final Fantasy VIII. I'm going to do Chrono Trigger. I mean, just playing Chrono Trigger over and over again, just doing new game plus. Like, I don't have that luxury of both time and I would also say patience to do that anymore.
See, I think for me, because as somebody who has no family, I do work a lot, and that's part of, I tend to work long hours often. So that kind of takes away from it. Yeah. But overall, like general,
and we were going to record last night, but because of work,
I had work stuff.
We did it tonight.
I was like, I can't. Yeah, I'm not going to make it home for.
Yeah, prime example. Yeah.
So that's it, but that kind of feeds into it. Where, for me, it turns into, what are my priorities with the free time I do have on the weekends? Generally speaking, on the weekends, I have Saturday and Sunday to do anything I want to. But the problem is for me is that most games don't connect with me anymore. Like, I don't feel the urge to play Elden Ring. I'm curious about like Death Stranding. That game piques my interest, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But that being said, if Half-Life 3 was released tomorrow, I would drop everything and play the game. If Fallout 5 came out tomorrow, I would start putting in time in that. So there are franchises and things that definitely, traditionally
tick the boxes that you'd be willing to put the extra effort towards making an attempt to play those.
I mean, like, traditionally it has become a tradition in December that we tend to play a lot of Rust together. Yeah. And it's just, and so I sink, 50 hours in that month because of time off and the holidays. But overall, I end up finding that I prioritize working on this show. So editing episodes, which, generally takes, if we record for an hour, that can take 2.5, perhaps 3 hours to edit and get everything made for that. So that's a chunk of time on a Saturday night,
Couple of beers.
Couple of beers. I mean, yeah, the more I drink, the longer it takes for some reason. I don't know what that's all about. But like, it's just like I start prioritizing, do I want to spend time posting on internet chat rooms and boards and chat rooms, like that's a thing anymore. Basically, I'm saying, do I want to spend time posting on 4chan, but without saying, do I want to spend time posting on 4chan?
Yeah.
Because of the implication.
You're misunderstanding me, bro.
I think I am.
Yeah, you are. Because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Now, you've said that word implication a couple of times. What implication?
So it's more like I choose other things besides playing a video game, because what'll happen is, like, I'm thinking of, in particular, I started playing this a while ago, the 2016 Doom. And I played it and I was like, I like it. It's cool. I like first person shooters a lot, but I don't know that I need to finish this. I played 3 hours. Yeah. I get it.
You got to feel for it.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep doing this, and it's going to get progressively harder, and I'll get a bigger gun, and then I'll be over. I've done this too much. I played Halo 1 through 4, or Halo 1 through 3 and Reach. Great fond memories. But even going back to that and playing the Master Chief Collection, it's like I'm trying to grab a feeling that I can't anymore, because I'm no longer 18 years old sitting in Guerrero's apartment playing on the original Xbox.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's like I'm 42.
That's setting that or playing or when you were living in the South Loop and we would come together, get beer, get pizza, and play Halo 2 multiplayer, which was peak.
Split screen.
Yeah, which is now verboten in the universe of video games. I mean, the industry, that's the thing. The industry itself, the developer, publisher, whoever on high decided that this is not going to be allowed anymore.
Especially for Halo.
Especially for, everything now, it's like you got to get like we've said it before, you got to get your own console. You got to get your own game copy. You got to get your own account for Xbox Live. Got to get your own internet thing. You can't just have stuff like that like it used to be. Nintendo kind of has something like that with like local play and stuff.
In certain games.
But you can't do Halo on that.
No, I mean, like, just the memories of like the two of us with our beers, our 40s, or like our 24 ounces of Beck's or whatever we would buy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was the two-player split screen, and it was the Xbox Live guest that you could have with you. Yeah. And so it'd be remote, the two of us versus two random people. Yeah. A lot easier to be on the same page when you're sitting next to each other. And sometimes we had really good nights, sometimes we had bad nights. I remember towards the end,
nights.
The cheaters started showing up, and it was super frustrating. The hacked Xboxes, but that's the thing, is that that memory of how it was, getting on to Steam and booting up Halo 2 Master Chief Collection doesn't quite scratch that itch the same way it used to. Plus, I remember being decent at Halo 2. I played one match of Halo 2 on PC and was like, okay, I'm not meant for this anymore.
In terms of competitive online, I guess, shooters or players, I do pretty decent in Fortnite. I can hold my own in War Thunder, and I'd say War Thunder is kind of like it's a tank simulator, but it's a shooter. You shoot things and stuff. But there's a lot of BS shots. Like, that's the only game I really rage at. And I still, from time to time, fire up Titanfall 2, and I go on there and I try to do the best I can, but that's much more of the competitive type of shooting thing. You need to be zoned in, get a couple of matches until it's like bowling. You got to get a couple of games until you finally hit that mark.
The last game that I played really competitively and really tried at was Titanfall 1. That was a game that I bought, and there was no single player, so you had to play the multiplayer. There were bots that you could kill, but really it was pushing you towards. But I got super invested in that, and I was pretty decent at that game. But then when I would like play it at work, because there was a PC at work that I could sneak into and run it when nothing else was going on. Most of our computers are Macs. We had one PC that was a really decent workstation, and nobody
a dedicated gaming PC too.
Yeah, nobody cared about like random dude installing a
Windows.
Exactly. There was no like oversight on that computer, so you could install whatever you wanted. Anyhow, so that I was all into. But then, Titanfall 2 comes out, and it is an incredible single player, and that's all I needed. I dabbled with the multiplayer, but that was the end. That was Titanfall 2 was the end of my multiplayer.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, Titanfall 2, like the single players on that, like the campaign, is something that doesn't exist in shooters like they used to.
It's fantastic. It is a fantastic single player campaign. It's a decent 8 hours. It has what is a incredible little like gimmick gun in the middle, in the vein of like Portal, that is just there for one level, and it's done really well, and then is never mentioned again. It's like, it's just super cool how they fit that kind of weird gun dynamic into a gimmick, and it was like, wow, this is a really, really well-rounded puzzle shooter game.
And the unfortunate part about the Titanfall franchise, or I don't know if you call it franchise since there's only technically 2 games, but it unfortunately is as good as it is.
Apex Legends is technically part of Titanfall.
So. That shit, I play that garbage. Where the fuck is my wall running?
That wall running, I think they just
in Titan.
It's funny because they say that it would like break the gameplay, but you have Titanfall 1 and 2 multiplayer, which is also solid multiplayer gameplay.
Yeah,
I guess because they don't have the Titans in it.
Because I think the problem is that they have to then design a map. Considering how it's a battle royale map, you have to design areas in there to compensate for wall running, which they don't.
Why? Yeah, but why don't they just, since Titanfall 3 is probably never happening,
like Star Citizen and Half-Life 3?
Why don't they? Half-Life 3 might happen. Why don't they just take the assets from that game and port them over and be like, here's Apex 2.0. It's the next major
because
update.
That requires hard work and effort,
They
something that
have
is severely
support.
lacking within the current video game ecosystem.
Is that, who are they with? Are they with EA? Yeah, because they're making Star Wars games now.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Star Wars games, I guess I'll jump ahead. Did you pick up, since we're talking, it's summer.
Okay.
Have you picked up anything? Or I'm sorry, am I jumping ahead?
No. You're fine. This is related to us not playing games or not playing this. So you play those games, yeah.
And then I also play a lot of like kind of like indie puzzle games on good old games. My top
is what they call
GOG.
it now. The kids call it GOG or GOG. Okay. Excuse me.
GOG. You should call it whatever the Polish equivalent is of the studio. But I've been kind of playing that, some indie games and stuff like that. And since it's currently summer and both of the platforms, maybe Epic Game Store, which I don't buy anything off of that. I just use that launcher for Fortnite. I purchased 2 games so far this entire summer sale. One of them was System Shock on GOG, which was the like remaster HD version of the original game.
So it's like a remake though, right?
Yeah, like a remake, remaster, remake, whatever terminology they want to use for that.
Remake, I think, is they actually recreated it, and a remaster is it's the original assets.
Okay, I think it's a remake.
I think it's a remake.
Because there's a System Shock 2 remaster that also exists.
I think the remaster is like the HD version or something.
Yeah, maybe that's the one.
I have to say, I got System. Okay, so here's my experience.
I've never played any of them, so I don't know what the original System Shock was like.
I can give you my experience with System Shock 2.
Confusion?
No. Well, yes. Hold on. Don't spoil the ending.
Sorry. BioShock Infinite.
I bought.
Piece of shit
I got
game.
Half-Life. Don't get me started. I got Half-Life for Christmas. I got it because I thought it was a third person. I asked for it because I thought it was a third person shooter. It's my first piece, like real PC, and I was like, it's the only thing I can play video games on. I'm at Babbage's. That's how long ago this is. I'm at Babbage's.
Dude, I thought you were going to say CompUSA, but you went harder than that.
Is that your Asmongold impression?
This is my Asmon.
It's like whenever I see an Asmongold clip, it goes
just
like
a
this.
random empty bottle here.
It's like a. Oh, he went there.
You can smell the greasy hamburger wrappers.
Anyway, so Babbage's, and I thought it was a third-person shooter, and I was into like Lara Croft, Tomb Raider at the time. I was watching people
teenage
play.
boy wasn't.
So I was watching people play. Anyway, got Half-Life, loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Back at Babbage's in February, like it's time to ask for a birthday gift. Looking around, what is this game? This looks like a cool cover. I bet it's just like Half-Life. I'd like System Shock 2, please, Mom. Birthday comes along. System Shock 2. This is awesome. Put it in. It's like, please define your class. Please put your experience points in these things. I'm like 12 years old. And I was just like, what the
Shit.
what is happening in this game? So I just
Why
put
does
random
the game
things
just do
in.
this for me?
I was so disappointed. And then I never played it.
Yeah, it's like they suddenly introduced this whole like you have to make your character, when in the first one like you're just like, oh, you're a hacker, you're going up the space station to shut down this corrupt thing.
If you're not a dumb 12-year-old who is used to playing Quake and Half-Life, it's a nice nuanced game. I was, and in a lot of ways still am, a dumb 12-year-old, and so I start playing System Shock 2 and be like, me dumb, make it work, make gun shoot.
Bashing on the keyboard at the club.
It's like the apes in 2001.
I was thinking Zoolander, but yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well,
how do we get the file out?
Okay, who's the dumber 12-year-old?
Yeah, that's true. Well, okay, so I got that game, and then the only other game I've purchased so far has been on Steam, which is the new Star Wars Battlefront 2 Celebration Edition that's got everything unlocked and stuff.
Was that like 90% off? It was like
it was going for $3.99, and I think it's still like that until the 10th or something like that. And I'm like, for $4, why not? You know, but my oldest son has been loving playing it and stuff like that because he just wants to play as Anakin all the time because he's such an Anakin fanboy. Ever since I took him to see Revenge of the Sith in theaters. But it's a pretty game. It's fun.
Does that concern you at all?
What?
That your boy watches Anakin massacre children and he's like, that's my hero.
No. Because at least he's not running around saying, Daddy, I want to grow up to be Mr. Beast.
Did he say that before?
No.
I was a little concerned that your son is into drinking Prime.
He's actually, after a period of time, he kind of like stopped asking for Prime for baseball games.
Okay,
I was just putting water in his water bottle and also giving him Gatorade, and he's never really asked for Prime again.
Just show him like Michael Jordan asking for Gatorade and just cut that shit out. Like
I've
if a YouTuber endorses it, it's probably terrible. Unless we do.
Unless we do. We're going to start endorsing Pringles. Pringles is good. But anyways, yeah. So those are basically the only two games. So a game that's like 25 years old, basically. 25-year-old game that just has prettier graphics. 30 years old almost at this point. And then the new version of a game that is a remake of games that came out 20 plus years ago that the original versions are better and stuff like that. But
well, one of the games, so that's
Baldur's Gate did not have a big enough discount.
See, that feeds into what we're talking about, where you're you sent me a video by someone that I'll look up and put the link up, It's the other way here.
God damn it.
Okay. Anyway, that was about it. That was about the same kind of topic about if being old, basically, and how you're not gaming anymore. And he was saying that in addition to not having time, it was just you would go back to the comfort of old video games. And Rust, original Half-Life for me. I still also original Half-Life you can play on Linux, and so at work I can play it, not on a work computer, and I'm like, this game's still pretty good. And so there's that aspect to it, where it's the comfort level, and you can just jump in, play, have a good time, and it also, like, the graphics and the atmosphere, so kind of, tickle a little bit of nostalgia in your head.
Right.
I bought 2 games also, one of which is completely random and just very personal. It's a game called The Eerie Inn. Which
man, these PS2 graphics look slamming.
This game came out like 4 years ago. 2018, actually. Okay.
So they're still developing PS2 games in Estonia.
Is that what it said? Did it say Estonia?
I'm thinking it must be. Probably not.
Based on the
looks
username, this looks like your people.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, this is VR only? Damn it. I would have bought it. I watched a Let's Play of this game.
Was it Manly Badass?
No, it was a guy, Let's Game It Out.
Okay.
Put another link up for that video. It was so funny and entertaining that I felt like I needed to buy the actual game. Like, because the game is terrible. But it was funny? Very endearing. Terrible.
Since you mentioned, because I mentioned Manly and you mentioned your guy, it's funny how we get more entertainment from watching other people play games than us playing the games ourselves. Because I've watched like a Euclid stream before, and I'm like, I'm enjoying Stalker 2 much more than I probably would actually playing it.
What is it? Scaffold simulator is what you call it?
Yeah, because he was going up the scaffolding. I'm like,
is there any other?
And he's like trying to like hop on this thing because of the movement mechanics that they have in the game. They still, I mean, they probably improved them since like, I don't know, like the first one or Call of Pripyat or something like that. But it's just like I'm like, this is what it is. This like big game that people are waiting for, and they're scaffolding. It's like I'm watching Mario and Donkey Kong.
Euclid's like a kind of a big deal when it comes to Stalker. This happened a while ago, but there was some like, I don't know if it was like, sorry, Euclid. I don't know if it was like a 20th anniversary or like 15th or whatever. It was like the developers published a video celebrating, 20 years of Stalker gameplay, and they included like a clip of him in the video, when like a reaction or something that he was doing when he was playing the game. So he's,
Will Sucker Punch ever have us in their 20th anniversary for Rust?
For us, no, we just get the froggy boots because we were early access people. But so my other purchase was a much more recent game, but very related.
Monster Hunter Wilds?
No, I told you about this game.
Your toaster can't run that shit.
I got Natsuman.
Oh, Natsuman.
From 2024. And I have to say, so this
okay, I like that.
So this game is basically you play as a 10-year-old boy who is part of a traveling
in Babbage's.
Who is in Babbage's? Who is part of a traveling circus that is in a small Japanese town, village, let's say, and you kind of get stuck there for a month, and so there's a finite time. You're there for 30 days, and you really only have from, I think it's 6:30 or 7 a.m. till 10 p.m. to play. It's an open world type game. Okay. But you have dinner and bedtime. Like, if you don't show up for dinner, one of your family members is like, there you are, I've been looking for you. And then a dinner cutscene runs where they talk about things you did during that day.
Oh, okay.
So you go fishing, you collect bugs, you climb trees,
very comfy.
You save money for an acorns shooter. It's just very, look, there he is climbing a tree. You make a record of things you've done in your new town. It's just very it's just very you do your radio calisthenics in the morning.
Oh, in front of the temple. That's awesome. So it's basically like you have to, so even though you're doing activities throughout the day that you want to, you have to keep in mind that there's an actual like 24-hour cycle or 12-hour cycle.
So the very like philosophical angle of this is that you can't do everything. Like you only have a finite amount of time, and it'll give you goals, but you're free to do whatever you want. So if you want to if you want to catch all 200 bugs that are around, you can try, but you're not going to be able to catch all the fish that you want, you know, or you're not going to be able to do all the other side quests that you want to do.
Something like this that I've got on iPlay also is Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Which is very similar to this. They have like, you know, a yearly calendar and the seasons and stuff. And there's like a clock where it's like, you know, if you don't make it home by a certain time and you run out of energy, then you kind of pass out in place and stuff like that. Because I had Harvest Moon for my N64, and I played so much of that game. I love that thing. And then I also play like Bear and Breakfast is another little indie game where you kind of are a bear in the woods and you run a bed and breakfast and you kind of fix up stuff in the woods.
That sounds
There's
adorable.
Donut Country. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of these like indie kind of games. What's the other one I've played? Elysian Winds or something like that, I think it's called, where you're like an otter and you run a lighthouse and you have these anthropomorphic animals come and stay there. They build different types of facilities and rooms and stuff to kind of help the travelers and stuff. So it's almost like a roadside inn. So it's just a lot of this kind of like, they're time sinks, but it's also like, it's just another way to kind of unwind because I don't have much time for myself anymore to do stuff like that.
The only thing I would say is that I have Stardew Valley too, and I've put in not insignificant time in the game. I haven't finished it. But I have to say, and I guess maybe this is self-imposed, and there's a little bit of this in Natsuman too, but I actually found Stardew Valley and even similar games like Dave the Diver was a game that we played, I think maybe last year or the year before, that was part of the sort of aimless, comfy game. I still find that those games a little stressful because there is an end goal that's being imposed, which is you've got to like save the farm, you've got to raise enough money, you've got to serve the customers in Dave the Diver, which I found very stressful because
you got to catch these like 6 fish or 6 like variety of fish, and you need 2 more, you got 4, and you're almost out of oxygen and stuff.
But it's also like no, but I mean like when you're actually serving them in the like izakaya.
Oh, in the sushi bar.
Yeah. It's just kind of like I was having flashbacks to my ice cream vending days of like or like what was that game where you had to like slide the mug of beer down or catch the mugs of beer down the
that is super old. That was like an old Nintendo game.
I think it's an old like
Bartender
Mac
Barkeep?
Apple IIe. Is it called Barkeep? But you know, like it's the anxiety games.
Yeah.
Natsuman so far for me, I haven't felt that. It's more like, I'll put it this way. There's been a few times because I've been playing it over Steam Stream. So from my real computer to my baby computer with the controller. And I'll just be laying on the couch like this, being like, and there's a few times where I've almost dozed off while I'm doing it. And it's that kind of game. It's like I can fall asleep playing Natsuman and not feel like I failed, you know? So it's just, I can remember being 20 years old and thinking, oh, I won't be an old person. I'll always be 20 years old. I'll always be exciting and throwing women on the train tracks in Red Dead Redemption. and now I'm 42 playing a game about being a 10-year-old boy collecting bugs. And today This is how like sensitive I've got. There was a spider on my wall. I was like, buddy, you're in the wrong place. And I got a little whiskey tumbler and caught him and threw him out the window instead of smushing him. I've turned into like a weird sentimental hippie.
Buddhist monk.
Yes. I was like, I'm gonna draw him and put him in my notebook. For Natsuman made me think about small adventures that used to be, when I was little, they were big. And now they're little baby things that don't mean anything, but maybe they should mean something.